Hi, and welcome to the Schechter Connector podcast for November 8th, 2023.
Today we have a very special bonus episode in store for you all. This episode is all about how KSDS is supporting Israel and the different activities happening around the school.
Did you know that the lower schoolers wrote hopes and wishes for Israel?
Really? And the middle schoolers wrote encouraging letters to families whose relatives are serving in the army.
Right, and the 7th graders specifically wrote letters to kids in Ashkelon for the Shim Program.
That's so sweet. You know what we should do?
What?
Let's interview one of our Hebrew teachers, Morah Hasiah, to find out more about the Shim Program. Today we are here with Morah Hasiah, coordinator of the Shim Program.
What is Shim Program?
Well, Shim actually is going to be with your school. It's a partnership between our school in Baltimore and a school that is called Omanuyot in Ashkelon, which is our sister city. The idea is for the students on both schools to contact together, to have relationships far from each other, and then when you go to Israel next year, you will get to meet your friends face to face. Each one of you will get a partner, which you will keep in contact.
Who participates in this program?
In our school or in general?
In general.
In general, there are a few schools in Baltimore that have partners with a different school in Ashkelon, and each school comes with their own program, what to do, how to really make connections between the students. There are now 3 schools that are taking part of this program.
Yes, and what did the 7th graders do to reach out to the students in Ashkelon?
Right. So now it's harder than ever because as the situation, we were supposed to start with this Shevet Achim when I was supposed to go to Israel to make the plans, what to do, how to do the program will last for 2 years, this year and the following year. And so we were supposed to sit together and create a plan so you will meet and but it didn't happen yet. But the idea is that we will meet for the first time on Zoom. So you will see for the first time on Zoom your partners, and then we'll come up with ideas. You can continue to contact them once you get your partner via Instagram or WhatsApp or whatever media that is allowed for you from home to use. You can contact them, you can call them to discuss with them. So far what we are doing, we are really I sent a whole bunch of letters that the 7th graders wrote to their friends in Ashkelon. Hopefully it will get soon there. Unfortunately they don't have active school now and they are not on Zoom, so they are really not doing anything at this moment. And hopefully things will change for the better. And you will be able to contact your friends.
Thank you for being interviewed.
You're welcome. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to answer those questions.
That was great, but shouldn't we also interview Morah Ina about what the lower schoolers' hopes and wishes were for Israel?
Yes!
Today we are here with Morah Ina, a lower school Judaics and Hebrew teacher.
So we have some questions. The first one is, what have the lower schoolers done so far to help support Israel?
So when that day happened, the next day we came to school on Monday, and all the teachers felt that we need to do something as a whole lower school. So we came up with the idea of making like a mural, a wall, where we have kindergarten through 4th grade add something to the wall. So there is a dove that is carrying a message. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. It's part of our tefillot, and it basically means he will bring peace on us and all of the Jewish people around the world. So each grade received a heart, a cutout of a heart, and they wrote a message of hope, a message of what they would like, wishes, what their wish for Eretz Israel is, and all the Jewish people that live there, and for everybody in the world. So kindergarten, they drew a picture. 1st grade, they drew a picture and wrote a word. So many students wrote Shalom, Ahava, Second grade wrote a sentence and drew a picture and so on. And then fourth grade wrote like a little paragraph where they wish things like for the soldiers to be safe, for Eretz Israel to be safe. And we put it on a wall for everybody to see, and this is what we wish every single day for. And oh, by the way, also to mention, fourth grade added another part to it. They wrote huge signs that say Achenu Kol Bet Israel. That means all the Jewish people anywhere in the world, we're all brothers. We all belong to one big family. So that also added to our support to what is going on in Israel today.
What inspires you to help teach the students about your love of Israel?
So I grew up in Eretz Israel, and even though I live in America now, and I know that all the teachers here also, even though we live here, our hearts are in Israel. And whatever happens to Israel, we feel that it also happens to us. So if it's a good thing, we're excited and happy. And when something happened like the way it did on October 7th, we all felt the pain and the disappointment and the hurt. So we bring that to our classrooms every single day. Our love to Eretz Israel, our prayers for Eretz Israel, and our wishes for it. And that inspires us every single day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for that great interview.
Now we have one last interview with Rabbi Marci, a Judaics and Tefillah teacher, as well as the middle school Jewish Life Chair, about singing a prayer for soldiers in Israel, Achenu, in our morning Tefillah service.
Today we are here with Rabbi Marci, a middle school Judaics teacher and chair of Jewish Life.
Since the war in Israel started, we have been singing Achenu every morning during Tefillah.
Could you tell us why the Judaic staff chose this song to sing every morning at Tefillah?
Sure. This song that you said, Achenu, is actually a prayer that is in the Siddur, and we felt like we wanted to express our concern for what was going on in Israel, especially our concern for those who are held in captivity currently. And Achenu being already there, being something that we could all have right in front of us from opening our Siddur, and that was a part of our tradition already, it felt like the right way for us to express everything that we were feeling.
Great. Could you tell us where the song comes from, like the origins of it?
Sure. It is a prayer that was originally composed around the time of the Crusades, so in the 1000s, 1100s, as Jewish communities were experiencing great waves of violence, as crusaders were making their way to the land of Israel to liberate it from non-Christian forces that were in charge. And it was a prayer that was written out of necessity at a time when Jewish communities were suffering. It was such a powerful expression that it wound up being included in the Siddur, and we traditionally have it as a part of the prayers that we say after Torah reading. When we think about the different moods and modes of our service, the Torah reading and when the Torah is out or when the Ark is open are seen as times, we call them an Eit Ratzon, a time of God's favor, when God is especially available to hear our prayers. And since these are, for many of us, the ideas and the prayers that are most at the front of our minds, we wanted to say them daily and also recall a part of the service that feels like the most appropriate time for personal prayer like this.
What does this song mean?
It starts off by acknowledging that all of Israel, all of the Jewish people are our family, Achenu, our brothers, our siblings, our family, Beit Yisrael, and it talks about how fellow members of the Jewish people are suffering, are living through very difficult times or held in captivity. And we ask for Hamakom, we ask for God, who we see as omnipresent, to have mercy on them, to bring them from darkness to light, from straits, from narrowness to broad open freedom, now and speedily. That's a rough translation.
Do you know of any other things communities around the world are doing to show the support during this hard time?
Absolutely. People are writing their own prayers and sharing their own prayers. There are a number of website platforms that put out prayers for people to use, and I know of my community and a number of other communities that are using them in their services. People are coming to Shul, are finding ways to be together, are attending protests to state their support for Israel. People are publishing books. A colleague of mine, right after the war started, asked for submissions from people of poems, of sermons, of essays about it, and the book came out last week. You can find Rabbi Wexler in there, you can find me in there, you can find a number of other people. So we are, we're talking and we're not staying silent, and we are, I'd say most importantly, finding creative and important ways to be there for each other.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
In addition to everything previously mentioned, the following will be happening this week and through November.
There will be a Krieger Schechter Israel Unity Shabbat on November 10th to 11th, featuring musical guest Rabbi Josh Warshawski as part of Chizuk Presents Spirit and Song.
In addition to classroom visits on Wednesday, November 8th and Friday, November 10th, Rabbi Warshawski will be leading the following.
On Friday evening, November 10th at 6 p.m., Shir Shabbat will be held, which is Kabbalat Shabbat with Chizuk Emunah congregation and schools, and families are invited.
On Friday evening, November 10th at 6 p.m., Shir Shabbat will be held, which is Kabbalat Shabbat featuring KSDS alumni with musical instruments. Families are welcome to join us.
There's a Chizuk Emunah Community Shabbat dinner, though reservations are required in advance. Please register by November 7th. The school will send home Shabbat candles on November 10th with the youngest student in each household.
A school-wide Havdalah with Rabbi Josh Warshawski and our Shinshanim Yuval and Amit will be held on Saturday evening, November 11th, from 6:15 to 7 p.m. in the Stolman Auditorium. All KSDS families are invited to join us to light the Havdalah candle, sing together, and bring added light in these dark times. The KSDS Middle School Choir will lead us in a new song they are learning.
And on Friday, November 17th, the KSDS Lower and Middle School Student Council will be holding a bake sale with 100% of the proceeds being donated to the FIDF. The treats are only $1 each, so make sure to stop by after school.
The month's tzedakah will be donated to Hotam, Teach First Israel. Click the link in the show notes for more info.
And later this month, a lone soldier originally from Baltimore, who was recently released from IDF service and returned to our area, will be visiting the school and speaking to middle school classes.
Thank you so much for watching or listening today.
And until next time,
Keep on connecting. Bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you're watching us on video, you can find our audio version in all your favorite podcast players and listen on the go. Just search for KSDS Schechter Connector. If you're listening to the audio version and want to see the video to go along with what you just heard, visit ksds.edu and follow the link to our YouTube page from there. You can learn more about Krieger Schechter Day School of Baltimore by visiting ksds.edu.